This is North Myrtle Beach Chiefs basketball on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network, and it starts right now.
Hello and welcome to the North Myrtle Beach Gym as the North Myrtle Beach Boys Chiefs get ready to take on the Wilson Tigers. North Myrtle Beach, the number 20 North Myrtle Beach Chiefs come in at 15-3. They dropped out of the quadruple A coaches poll this week, but they are number 9 in the quadruple A rankings on Max Prep. And Wilson comes in with a 6-14 record. Chiefs trying to rebound as they have lost their last two, their last one being a 58-53 loss to Marlboro County this past Friday. But Wilson also struggling this year thus far. They are currently on a 5-game losing streak and they have lost 9 of their last 10. So definitely a game that both of these teams want to win to get a little bit of momentum going and start rebuilding themselves in region play. Their last head-to-head, North Myrtle Beach won 53-34 at Wilson a few weeks ago. That win broke a 6-game losing streak for North Myrtle Beach in the rivalry. Overall 14-6. Wilson in the lead overall rivalry record. So, Tyler, a game that the Chiefs definitely need to win to get back into contention for the playoffs, as they are just under 500 in region play.
Well, most definitely, Brandon. The standings right now for Region 6, Marlboro County in first, undefeated. Myrtle Beach and Darlington are tied in second at 3-2 in the region apiece. They're playing tonight. North Myrtle Beach by themselves in fourth place, but Wilson and Hartsville are tied in fifth place, creeping right up at them. And those are the next two games we have tonight and on Friday on the road at Hartsville.
Yeah, so these are two definitely winnable games for the Chiefs that Coach Walker, definitely has to make sure this team wins if they want to get back into playoff contention.
Well, technically, they still are. They are in fourth place, yeah. But if Wilson wins this game tonight, I surely hope they don't.
Yeah,
but they're going to have to look at the point spread to see who gets fourth and who gets fifth. So there's a possibility that when the Chiefs travel to Hartsville on Friday, they could be on the outside looking in.
Yeah, so this is definitely a big game for the Chiefs tonight, and unfortunately, they will be down a man tonight as Chad Beasley once again, he did not play in the game against Marlboro County, and he will not play once again tonight. So that is something that the Chiefs are going to have to figure out how to replace his role on the team.
Well, Coach Walker's going to have to look to other wings in Jordan Duchette and Cam Henley. I would assume Cam Henley will get the start once again. He's made it the last two games.
I mean, Cam had a very good game against Marlboro County.
Really did.
So he definitely proved that he is able to be put into the starting lineup and be successful.
Well, the thing that the Chiefs did excellent, which helped them get that 19-point win on the road at Wilson 2 weeks ago, was their defense.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it was a season low 34 points they gave up. If I'm correct.
You may be right. But yeah, they definitely need to play some good defense, as we are just about set to get underway in this second game. There was one game that they were lower than that, or actually 2 games that they were lower than that, as they only allowed 31 points against Conway.
Taking the life of the legendary Kobe Bryant, 20 years with the Lakers. His daughter, Gianna Bryant, also and their daughter, Alyssa Altabelli. Also Mrs. Sarah Chester and her daughter, Peyton Chester. Assistant coach at Mamba Sports Academy, Miss Christina Mauser, and the pilot, Mr. Ara Zobian. Rest in peace, Kobe. Rest in peace, and all the victims. It's fitting. Let's give a round of applause for all the victims. Keep them in your prayers. Prayer does work. Right, pastors? Prayer will work. God bless you. We're all members of the body of Christ. When one is honored, all should be honored. When one is hurt, we all should feel hurt.
A nice moment here, as obviously the big story in the basketball world right now is the death of Kobe Bryant on Sunday. So a nice moment here at North Myrtle Beach High School, as everyone who has played basketball is thinking about Kobe tonight.
Show respect to our coaches, players, and officials, but most of all, let us show respect to each other. That being said, let's play some basketball. First, for the visiting Wilson High School Tigers out of Florence, South Carolina. A junior, number 0, Najee Hines. A senior, number 4, Nathan Bryant. A freshman, number 10, Sunday Butler. A senior, number 23, Cuddy Sherrills. And a senior, number 35, Tim Robinson. Head coach, Coach Spencer, assistant Coach Nesbitt, assistant Coach Muldrow, athletic director, Coach Derek McLean, principal Dr. Eric Robinson. Introducing the Wilson High School varsity cheerleaders. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for your North Myrtle Beach High School Chiefs. At the guard position, a senior, number 2, Travis Curran. At the guard position, a junior, number 3, Johnny Marlowe.
So there are your starting lineups for both teams. We'll run them down real quick. First, for Wilson, it will be number 0, Najee Hines, number 4, Nathan Bryant, number 10, Zanday Butler, number 23, Jatravius Sherrills, and number 35, Tim Robinson. For the Chiefs, it will be number 2, Travis Collins, number 3, Javi Marlowe, number 5, Kaimani Knox, number 12, Cameron Henley, and number 32, Cameron Gore-Goss. As we are just about ready for a tip-off, and we are underway here in North Myrtle Beach. Chiefs gets the tip-off. Javi Marlowe bringing the ball up. They will go left to right. Passes it over to Collins, now back over to Marlowe. Marlowe over to Henley. Henley brings it back out, far side wing. Now brings it near side, passes over to Marlowe. Marlowe at the point, kicks it over to Collins. Collins back over to Marlowe. Marlowe back over to Collins. Collins decides to pass it inside to Gore-Goss. Now kick out, now back over to Marlowe, and Marlowe will draw a foul.
Looks like Wilson is playing a bit of zone to start off the game here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like they will try to play a zone defense as Knox with the ball, hands it off to Marlowe. Marlowe passes it over to Collins. Collins thought about driving, now back out. Now passes it over to Gore-Goss. Gore-Goss over to Marlowe. Marlowe stutter step drives, passes into Knox, who misses a layup attempt, and that ball will go out of bounds. It will be Wilson ball.
Well, this Wilson team, only 1-4 in the region, tied for 5th place. They have talent. They beat Myrtle Beach.
Wilson wearing their yellow uniforms. Brings it up, passes it over far side, over to Butler. Now Butler with the ball, brings it near side, now gets a pick, thought about driving far side, now tries to pass it inside, but it gets a tip. But Bryant able to recover. Bryant near side wing, brings it far side, stutter step, thought about taking a shot, now kicks it out, now back over to Bryant. Bryant near side wing, passes it near side corner, up and under, no good, but he will draw a foul and shoot 2. That will be Najee Hines, who will go to the line.
And that's the first foul on Cameron Gore-Goss, getting slapped with an early foul only 1 minute and 7 seconds into this game.
Yeah, not a good sign for Gore-Goss, as the first free throw by Hines is up and good. And just like that, Wilson is the first to be on the board, 1-0. Hines, second one. Up and rims in. 2-0, Wilson in the lead. Marlowe, slight full court press. Marlowe calling out a play, hands it off to Collins, who gets it to Henley. Henley hands it off. Henley gets the ball back, gets it rejected. A great block by Bryant. Hines, who rejected that one.
What?
And that ball went out of bounds off of the Chiefs.
I think Henley made one too many passes there.
Yeah, definitely. As Bryant brings the ball up, passes it over far side over to Hines. Hines back over to Sherrills, over to Bryant, near side wing. Thought about taking a 3. Hands it off to Robinson. Robinson stops and pops and puts it up and in. That was Butler who put that one up and in. Now a slight full court press. Chiefs able to break it out. Marlowe drives. Lay-in attempt. Good. And one. Wasn't sure if they were going to call a charge or not, as Coach Hines tried to set up for the charge, but no dice.
Coach Walker is far out on the court.
I don't know what he's...
Wait, no, they counted it.
Yeah, they counted it. That's why I was about to say, why is Coach Walker mad at that? As they counted it and one, as the end one no good. That ball goes out of bounds. It was tipped by a Wilson player, so it will go back to the Chiefs. Chiefs able to tie the ball game up with just over 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 4-2, Wilson in the lead. Collins inbound. Collins far near side wing, gets double teamed, able to get out of it. Marlowe thought about taking a shot, passes out to Collins, who stops and pops, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Quick outlet pass. Robinson, coast to coast, lay in good.
And Gorgos is hurt. Oh no.
And that's not a good sign.
Tyree Smith comes in very quickly. Gorgos just hobbled over to Allison Bird. He's grimacing in pain, holding his foot.
Both sides of the Chief has a quick pass inside. Knox with a lay-in attempt, no good. Scramble for the ball, and they will call a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor Wilson. So a tough break for the Chiefs. 6-2 ball game. Wilson in the lead with 5:49 remaining in the first quarter. Bryant bringing the ball up over the timeline. Bringing it far side wing. Passes it over to Hines. Hines stutter step, brings it near side, now brings it back out. Now bringing it out, hands it off to Bryant. Bryant far side wing. Gets a pick. Stutter step, thought about driving, now kicks it out. Butler with the ball, now hands it back off to Bryant. Bryant bringing it near side wing. Got a pick, now driving near side. Drives down the lane, no good on a lay-in attempt, stolen by the Chiefs. Marlowe pushing it up. Thought about driving, now kicks it back out, far side wing. Now passes it inside. Long, a two from the point, or from the paint, by Collins goes up and in, and it's a 6-4 game with 5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Bryant bringing the ball up over the timeline, far side wing. Now brings it near side, hands it off, now over to Butler. Butler stutter step, now passes it over, now back over to Butler, near side wing. Stutter step, drive, kick out. Sherrill's almost lost it. Now hands it off to Bryant. Bryant drives, kick out. Stutter step by Butler, and a jump ball will be called as he lost the handle. Possession arrow will favor Wilson.
So Rogan Vincent's going to check in for Cam Henley, who's going to take a seat early on here. 4:24 remaining here in the first quarter.
For some reason,
Coach Walker is arguing about the possession.
yeah, I was just going to say,
And
it is
overturn it.
Okay.
Nice job, Coach Walker, to convince the refs. Well, he was right overall, but
Yeah. As they inbounded, Rogan Vincent comes in. Slight full court press. He's able to get it over. Marlowe passes it over to Knox. Knox kicks it out to Collins. Collins stutter step, kicks it out to Vincent, who takes a three, gets it rejected, and scramble for the ball. Smith able to get it. Now kicks it out to Vincent. Drive. Marlowe almost lost the handle. Vincent now takes another three, drains it from the near side corner. And that gives the Chiefs the first lead of the ball game. Just under 4 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Now Rice bringing the ball up, slowing down the pace a bit, kicks it out to Bryant. Now over to Sherrill. Sherrill's at the point. Now passes it over. Inside pass to Robinson. Lay-in attempt, no good. Rebounded by Knox. Kick out. Three by Collins, no good. Offensive rebound, however, by Vincent. Vincent now kicks out. Three from the near side corner, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Wilson trying to push it up, and a whistle will be called. And a steal attempt by Vincent knocked the ball out of bounds. And it will remain Wilson ball. Rice to inbound. Passes it over to Zimmerman. Hines stutter step. Hands it off. Far side wing over to Bryant. Now over to Hines once again. Hines near side wing. Stutter step. Now bringing it far side. Now near side. Stops and pops. Drains it. Nothing but net. 8-7 with just under 3 minutes remaining. Slight full court press for Wilson, but the Chiefs are able to break out of it. Now Marlowe drives, puts up a floater, no good. Rebounded by Rice. Rice almost loses it. And able to get it over to Robinson, now back over to Rice. Rice brings it slowly over the timeline. Now passes it over to Hines. Hines near side wing, now back over to Rice. Rice calling out a play from the point. Passes it over far side wing. Now back over to Sherrills. Sherrills back over to Rice. Passes it inside to Hines, who tries to put up a layup. No good, but he gets his own offensive rebound. Excuse me, that was Robinson who gets his own offensive rebound and lays it back up and in. 10-7 with just over 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Vereen gets his pass tipped. It will remain Chief ball. As some substitutions come in for Wilson. Vincent to inbound. Passes it over near side wing over to Marlowe. Now back over to Vereen. Vereen with the ball. Passes it over to Marlowe. Marlowe drives baseline. Up and under. No good. Rebound attempt. No good. Grabbed by Zimmerman. And a foul will be called on the Chiefs.
Duchette just grabbed Zimmerman and just, I guess, kind of just threw him.
Just swung him down. But the Chiefs get the ball somehow. I don't know what the call was then.
I'm surprised by that.
As Vereen with the ball passes over to Marlowe, back over to Vereen. Vereen over to Vincent. Vincent thought about taking a three, but now kicks it back out to Vereen. Vereen back over to Vincent, back over to Vereen at the point. Over to Marlowe, far side wing, back over to Vincent. Vereen takes a three, no good. Rebound by Wilson, and a traveling violation is going to be called on Zayshawn Rice.
Nice job by Tyree Smith to interfere with Rice getting that rebound. He shuffles his feet. We're staying here.
Marlowe to inbound from the baseline. Passes it over far side corner. Vincent, no good. Offensive rebound, however, by Smith. And they'll call a jump ball. I didn't think that the Wilson player got any hand on that ball there.
Well, Coach Walker was screaming for an over-the-back call.
Yeah.
And looking at it, you can't see it, obviously, the viewer, but it was kind of blatant. It was over the back.
As pass far side wing. Now over near side, now over to Robinson. Robinson over to Jones. Jones near side wing, brings it far side. Almost loses it. Scramble for the ball. He's able to recover. Drive stolen by the Chiefs. Long outlet pass to Marlowe. Marlowe coast to coast, gets it rejected, however. Scramble for the ball, and a foul, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow will favor the Chiefs. So they will retain possession with 51.4 seconds remaining in the first quarter, as a couple of substitutions come in for the Chiefs.
Looks like it's Malik Livingston, Travis Collins, and Kaimani Knox are in for, looks like Tyree Smith, Bobby Marlowe, and
Rogan Vincent.
Thank
as
you.
the inbound comes in. Vereen almost loses the ball, able to recover, almost loses the ball again, scramble for the ball as a tough scramble, and they will call a jump ball. Possession arrow will favor Wilson. 41.3 seconds remaining in the first quarter, 10-7, Wilson in the lead.
Well, this game's getting a little chippy. It seems like after every jump ball, the Chiefs and Tigers are, wrestling for the ball, trying to grab it out of each other's hands well after the whistle.
I mean, with both of these teams trying to get off the schneid and get back into the win column, yeah, you would imagine this will get a little chippy as the whistle is blown. Foul is called on on Travis Collins. So inbound will come by Spears. Spears to inbound from the baseline. Trying to get it out. A long pass will almost go out of bounds, but it's recovered by Muldrow. Muldrow pushing it up. 29 seconds remaining. Passes it over to Spears. Spears stutter step. Now kicks it back out. Bryant with the ball. Stutter step. Now passes it inside to the far side corner. Scramble for the ball, and it will be Chiefs ball. Nice defense by the Chiefs to force the turnover.
So 14.2 seconds remaining. The Chiefs will probably have one more possession here to make it a one-point game or even tie it after one quarter.
As Livingston brings the ball up, passes over to Vereen, back over to Livingston. Livingston back over to Collins, back over to Livingston. 5 seconds remaining. Collins thought about taking the shot, but now tried to pass it inside, but is tipped. And it will remain Chief ball with 2.7 seconds remaining on the clock. Passes it out. Livingston three, no good. Offensive rebound by Knox, however, but the clock expires before he's able to put up a attempt. And after one, it's a 10-7 game. Chiefs trailing by 3.
Well, it's an offensive struggle thus far.
Yeah, that is for sure. As both teams have not been able to get anything going thus far
And I don't
offensively.
I don't think Coach Walker was happy with that shot selection by Malik Livingston at the buzzer. He's
Yeah.
sort of in a heated conversation with his entire team.
And, I mean, both of these teams aren't exactly amazing offensively. The Chiefs averaging 57.05 points per game, whereas the Tigers are only averaging 47.05 points per game. So a 10-point margin there. And both teams about equal in opponent point average, 49.4 points per game for the Chiefs, 50.65 points for the Tigers.
Well,
So you expect these defensive battles for both teams.
But we expected that coming in. One thing that does stick out to me, Gianni Zimmerman, number 11, 6'6" senior, he was announced as a starter against the Chiefs at Wilson 2 weeks ago, not tonight. Very
Yeah,
interesting.
As we are underway in the second quarter, Livingston with the ball, now passes it out to Vereen. Vereen far side wing, now bringing it up to the point, resetting, passes it over to Livingston, now back over to Vereen. Vereen at the point, kicks it out to Collins, who takes a three, in and out. Offensive rebound by Knox, he gets it rejected, tries to get it out, and it's taken by Wilson.
That was a big block by Zimmerman there again.
Jones with the ball, bringing it far side, hands it off, now passes over far side over to Bryant. Bryant bringing it near side, now back over to Jones. Now Jones over to Muldrow, near side wing, bringing it far side, now over to Bryant. Now over far side. Far side corner three, no good by Muldrow. Rebounded by the Chiefs. Vereen pushing it up, no good on the lay-in attempt, taken by the Tigers. Long outlet pass to Jones. Jones kicks it out far side. Now throw the near side corner. Spin move, lay-in attempt, good by Dominique Jones. And now it's a 12-7 game. Livingston brings it over the timeline. Bringing it near side, now brings it far side. Gets a bit of a double team, able to get it out to Collins. Collins hands it off, and a traveling violation will be called on Collins. Trying to drive down the lane.
Well, Cameron Gorgas seems like he's okay because he's coming back into the game along with Kaimani Knox. They're starting 5, well, with the exception of Malik Livingston's out there with 4 of the starters.
Good sign to see Gorgas back on the court. As Robinson with the ball, thought about driving, now kicks it out. Now over near side wing, over to Butler. Butler thought about passing it inside, gets some pressure defense by Henley. Passes it over to Bryant. Bryant stutter step, tries to pass it inside, almost lost it and does. Livingston with the steal. Thought about driving, now kicks it out to Henley. Henley driving near side, kicks it out to Livingston, who takes a 3 from the point. No good. Offensive rebound and put back by Henley. And that'll reduce the lead down to 3. 12-9 with 5.5 minutes remaining to go in the half. Bryant bringing it over the timeline. Bringing it near side. Now far side, kicks it out. Far side wing, stutter step. Lay-in attempt, no good. Rebounded by Livingston. Livingston pushing it up. Now an errant pass by him will go out of bounds, and it will be Wilson ball. Bryant to slow down the pace. And stolen by Livingston. Going all the way to the lane, no good, but a foul will be called, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, that was smart by Livingston, playing a bit of a full court press by himself, able to strip the ball, go drive in, draw the contact, and he's going to the line.
Free throw by Livingston is good.
4, Nathan Bryant.
As the second free throw by Livingston is up, no good off front iron, rebounded by Wilson. Rice to push up, and a nice job by Marlowe forcing a turnover.
So the Chiefs will have a prime chance here to tie the game or even take the lead here with
12
5 minutes remaining.
Yep, 12-10 with 5 minutes remaining. Stutter step by Livingston, kicks it out. 3 by Collins, no good off front iron. Rebounded by Wilson. Hines bringing the ball up. Passes it over far side over to Robinson. Now back over to Hines. Crossover, handoff. Passes it over to Hines. Hines stutter step, now kicks it back out. Far side wing, stutter step, thought about driving, now kicks it back out. Now drive near side, hand, inbound pass into Tim Robinson, and he gets the easy lay-in. 14-10, Chiefs trailing. Marlowe with the ball, far side wing, passes over to Livingston, over to Collins. Collins gets a bit of a double team, hands it off to Livingston, now over to Marlowe. Now back over to Livingston. Livingston tries to get it over to Marlowe. Marlowe tries a quick pass. Long two by Collins, no good. Scramble for the ball. And Wilson able to come up with it and able to get it out of the pressure defense. Collins putting on some nice pressure, but Wilson able to get it over the timeline. Still pressure defense by Collins. Hines trying to drive near side down the baseline. Tried to kick it out, but it's stolen by Marlowe. Marlowe pushes it up now. Marlowe going down the lane, no good. Offensive rebound blocked. And that ball is tipped out. Livingston to get the ball. Stutter step, drive, kick out. Marlowe, drive baseline, lay in, good. And Wilson will call a timeout. 2-point lead for Wilson. Or no, excuse me, a whistle was blown. And a foul was called on Wilson. Not sure what it was called on.
Well, this gives a chance for the players to, I guess, kind of collect their breath.
Yeah.
Because that was pretty hectic for the last minute.
Yeah, that was a very hectic couple of possessions. As Wilson inbound from the far sideline. Rice to bring it over to the timeline, near side wing, now handoff. Bryant driving, floater, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith hands it off to Marlowe. Marlowe over to Collins, who misses the long two from the far side corner. And it's rebounded by Wilson. Stutter step, thought about taking a shot, now passes it back over to Rice. Rice bringing it far side, now near side, and a timeout is called by Wilson. So 2:45 remaining in the half. 14-12, 2-point deficit for the Chiefs. And this has been a very back and forth game thus far.
Well, that was sort of something we expected. Maybe not so much the back and forth part, but definitely the low scoring, as there's only been 26 points put up on the board by both teams, and we're about a little under 14 minutes into this one, 2:45 remaining here in the first half.
Yeah, very, I don't know if you would call it a good defensive game or a bad offensive game. Yeah.
Maybe.
As we are just about set to get underway once more. Rice to inbound from just to our right at the half-court line. Hines bringing the ball up, driving far side. Now tries to kick it out, a long pass, almost an errant one, but Butler able to get it. Butler at the near side wing, thought about driving, now gets a pick, stutter step, passes it out now to Robinson, who kicks it, tries to get it inside, and a whistle is blown, and a foul is called on Collins.
Well, that's now 3 fouls apiece team-wise for Wilson. And
quick pass inside, and the lay-in is good. That was by Hines. And that'll extend the lead out to 4 once again. Collins with the ball, passes it over to Knox. Knox back over to Marlowe. Marlowe at the point, passes it inside. Now kick out to Collins. Collins stutter step, kicks it out to Vincent. Now back over to Marlowe. Marlowe back over to Collins. Collins passes it inside to Knox. Knox tried to go up and under, kicks it out now. Marlowe now with the ball. Oh, nice pass by Marlowe. Going up and then passing it inside to Kaimani Knox. And he lays it in. 16-14 with a minute 45 remaining. Drive, laying attempt, good. And that was Hines once again, and he was able to get all the way as a three, no good off front iron. Rebound attempt, scramble for the ball, and that ball will go out of bounds. It will remain Chief ball, and Coach Walker was not happy at all at that as he thought there was a traveling on that last possession.
Well, Coach Walker was still barking at the ref as North Myrtle Beach was bringing the ball down the court.
Henley brings the ball up, hands it off to Marlowe, now back over to Vincent, near side wing, now back over to Marlowe, now back over to Henley. Henley inside to Smith, who takes a two from the elbow, and he gets it up and in. 18-16 with just over a minute remaining in the second quarter. Rice bringing the ball up. Now passes it over far side wing over to Robinson. He tries to drive in. He gets his shot rejected. And it will remain Wilson ball. Nice block there. I believe that was by Marlowe.
So 53.4 seconds remaining in the first half. Still 18-16. Tigers cling to a 2-point lead.
Inbound long pass over the half-court line over to Butler. Butler will bring it up. Drive far side. Tried to put up a floater, but he will draw a foul.
Coach Walker put a thumbs up thinking, that was pretty good. We finally got one.
They called an offensive foul on that one on Butler, so Chiefs have the opportunity to tie the game back up with 45 seconds remaining in the half. Marlowe brings it up, and Coach Walker was calling for Marlowe to call a timeout, and he didn't at first, but now finally does with 36.7 seconds remaining in the half.
Well, this will probably be the last possession for the Chiefs in the half. You want to go into halftime with this game tied, or at least a 1-point lead. Wilson probably will have a possession as well, maybe even hold for the last shot unless North Myrtle Beach decides to slow it down.
Yeah, more than likely the Chiefs will get a shot off probably before the 10-second mark. So the Tigers will have the opportunity to take one final shot before the half expires.
Well, it's going to be very interesting if Ken Spencer, head coach of the Tigers, is going to put in Gianni Zimmerman. Yep, he does. 6'6", he has 2 inches on any Chiefs player on the roster. He's going to try and
make sure that the Chiefs aren't able to get into the paint
yes,
at
of
all.
Course.
Marlowe with the ball. I thought he crossed the timeline there, but I guess not, as he passes it over to Knox, who hands it off to Smith, and he's able to lay it in. That ties the game up with 20 seconds remaining to go in the half. Wilson slowing the pace down. Rice with the ball near side wing. Bringing it near side. Kicks it out. Three. Oh, stolen. Stolen by the Chiefs. 7 seconds remaining. Marlowe drives. Puts up the shot. No good, but he'll draw the foul and go to the line to shoot two with 3.6 seconds remaining. Oh, no. They're going to call a charge. Wow. Yeah, that's the tough break for the Chiefs, as now with 3.6 seconds remaining, Wilson once again has an opportunity to take the lead once more at the end of the half. Inbound. Long shot, three, no good, and time will expire. So after two, it is an 18-18 ball game. We are all tied up here at halftime here on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network. We'll take a quick break and come right back with first half stats and analysis and get you ready for the third quarter and the second half here on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network. Welcome back to North Myrtle Beach High School as we are at halftime in this boys basketball game between the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs and the Wilson Tigers. And we are all tied up at 18 after 2 quarters. And I'll send it over to Tyler for some first half stats. Tyler?
Well, even though there's 36 points scored between the two teams, 18 apiece, as you said, tie game, the scoring has actually been pretty spread out between both teams. There really hasn't been one player that got hot, like we saw with Loyal McQueen in the girls' game.
Yeah, I mean, each team has had their struggles from the field, but each team has been getting some players going.
So let's go over the stats. First for Wilson, Najai Hines has 6 points, 2 field goals, and 2 of 2 from the foul line. Wilson's only attempts thus far. Dominique Jones has 1 field goal, 2 points. Zayshawn Rice, 1 field goal, 2 points. Zonde Butler, the 6'3 freshman, number 10, has 2 points on 1 field goal. And Tim Robinson, number 35 for Wilson, leads the team, or actually is tied with Najai Hines with 6 points, 3 field goals.
Yeah, I mean, the Tigers have been very well-rounded thus far, getting, what is that, 5 players in points?
Yes, 5.
So basically their entire starting lineup has gotten on the board thus far.
And for North Myrtle Beach, they have their scoring spread out between, well, 6 players. So Travis Collins has 1 field goal, 2 points. Javi Marlowe has 4 points and is 0 of 1 from the foul line. I believe he failed to convert an and one. Malik Livingston has 1 point, 1 of 2 from the foul line. Kaimani Knox has 1 field goal, 2 points. Same for Cam Henley, number 12, 1 field goal, 2 points. Tyree Smith has 4 points. I believe he is tied with the team lead with Javi Marlowe at this point. And Rogan Vincent has the only 3-point make for either side thus far. He has 3 points.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams have been very well rounded offensively, but just there hasn't that, like you mentioned, there hasn't been that one player who has been able to take over this game, and that's what has caused this tie ball game.
Well, potentially we could see a player take over in the second half. We just don't know who.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs have done a much better job in that latter part of the second quarter getting back into this game. They were down by 3 at the end of the half. They were down by 2 about halfway through the second quarter, and they were able to tie the game. And so this is a good sign for the Chiefs. And if they can come out as strong as they finished the second quarter in the second half, they can certainly win this game.
Well, I know you went to Seton Hall. I'm a Pitt fan. Both teams were in the old Big East.
Yep.
This feels just like an old Big East
Oh,
game.
yeah. This definitely feels like one of those gritty, grimy, duke-it-out Big East games that you would see during either the regular season or certainly during the Big East tournament. So that's for sure. Let's run through some keys to the second half.
Well, keys to the second half, North Myrtle Beach, you got to start taking better shot selection. It seems like they've taken about 80 to 85% of their shots into paint. And Wilson, I said this 2 weeks ago, they only have one player under 6 foot at 5'9". That's Najai Hines, a junior. So Wilson has a lot of size, at least a lot more than North Myrtle Beach. Perhaps get the outside game going. I mean, Rogan Vincent only has they have the only 3-point make of the game. Perhaps maybe getting a guy like Cam Henley or Jordan Duchette maybe involved on the perimeter. Maybe.
Well, I think the issue with that when it comes to the Chiefs trying to do that is one of the big ways of getting your perimeter game going is by getting the ball inside, forcing the defense to collapse in on itself, and then kicking the ball out to an open man on the perimeter. But with how big this Wilson team is, they don't need to collapse anyone in when you're trying to pass it into the post.
Well, they've been playing zone for about 90%
exactly.
of this game.
And I think that's what Wilson has seen in the scouting report from North Myrtle Beach, is that they do rely on the 3 a lot.
Of
and
course.
As a result, that's how you beat the 3. I mean, we've seen it. We were talking about Big East basketball. You know, the one thing that has always been known for beating good 3-point teams is that Syracuse 2-3 zone defense. And
the way to beat a zone is either drive the ball inside or shoot over it.
Yeah.
That's all you can do.
Yeah, and I remember one game my sophomore year, or excuse me, my freshman year at Seton Hall, our big 3-point shooter, as a Pitt fan, you may remember this name, Jeremy Hazel.
I remember him.
They were able to beat that 2-3 zone defense just on his strength of the 3 ball alone back in 2011. So that was certainly a fun game, and that's exactly what North Myrtle Beach has to do here is find that hot hand. Use your Travis Collinses, your Malik Livingston, your Javi Marlowe's, and your Rogan Vincents. Find the hot hand and use it to exploit this 2-3 defense.
Well, this game is going to come down to who wants it most.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I feel like Wilson wants this game more because they want to get back into the playoff hunt. They want to get back into the picture.
Both teams pretty much need this win in order to get back into the playoff picture in Region 6. But Wilson, even more than North Myrtle Beach, with them only having one region win thus far and being on a 5-game losing streak. Like I mentioned, the Chiefs also on a 2-game losing streak thus far, but Wilson definitely looking hungrier. Although the Chiefs did a great job at the end of that second quarter, getting back into this game and tying it up. As we are underway, starting the second half, as Bryant brings the ball up over the timeline. Wilson going left to right. Bryant with the ball far side wing. Thought about handing it off. Now shoots his teammate away. Now kicks it out. Driving. Now stutter step by Butler. Butler passes it out. Now back to Hines. Hines far side wing. Kicks it out to Bryant. 3 from the far side corner. Drains it. Bryant with the 3, and that gives Wilson a 21-18 lead with 7:20 remaining in the third quarter. Collins with the ball, now kicks it out to Marlowe. Marlowe at the point, calling out a play. Now passes it inside to Gorgas. Passes over to Knox, who drains it, lay-in, and gets the foul. He'll go to the line for the end one.
Well, that's how the Chiefs are going to have to beat this zone.
And Kaimani Knox goes to the line to shoot his end one to try to tie the game back up once again. Lay-in, good. Free throw, good. Now Butler bringing the ball over the timeline, bringing it up, trying to speed up the pace of play. He will draw a foul, and he will go to the line to shoot 2.
Well, I was going to say, North Myrtle Beach did go into a bit of a full court press there. They were able to get it over, and
Butler with the free throw goes in, and Coach Walker is giving the ref an earful.
They've been going back and forth all night.
As the second free throw by Butler is up, rolls in, and that will give Wilson a 23-21 lead with just under 7 minutes remaining. Collins gets the ball over to Marlowe. He breaks the full court press, gets it over to Henley. Henley back over to Marlowe. Marlowe stops and pops. 3, no good. Offensive rebound by Knox. Knox able to put it up, no good. Tip in, no good. Rebound by Knox again, and it will be tipped out of bounds by Wilson, and it will remain Chief ball.
6:31 remaining here in the third quarter. Wilson with a 2-point lead, 23-21.
Marlowe to inbound, gets it over to Collins. Collins gets a double team, scramble for the ball, and a whistle is blown. And I believe a timeout was called. Yeah, a timeout was called by the Chiefs to preserve the ball. So 23-21 with 6.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
What?
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I feel we've seen a better scoring pace throughout the first minute and a half of the second half than we've seen all game.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, they've scored 10 points. Or no, excuse me. I'm trying to do 8 points.
8
there
points
we go.
between the two teams.
In only a few minutes, and we hardly got to 8 on one end in the whole first quarter. And the inbound to come from the sideline. Long pass over. Now Collins with the ball, passes inside, kicks it out to Marlowe. Marlowe with the 3, no good. Offensive rebound, however, by Collins, but he loses it. Scramble for the ball, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow will favor the Chiefs.
Once again, both teams are scrambling for that ball on the floor. Both teams are really, really hungry for this win. They feel like this is a winnable game on both sides.
Collins inbounds it to Marlowe. Marlowe bringing it up slowly up to the point, passes it over to Collins, far side wing. Gets some pressure, and he gets it stripped. And a whistle is blown. And I believe they will call a foul on the... Or no, they're going to call something on Wilson. So Chiefs get a break. Long pass over to Marlowe at the point. Brings it up. Gets a bit of a double team. Gets it over to Henley. Henley thought about taking a shot. Now he gets double teamed, able to kick it out. Gorgas with the ball at the elbow. Gets inside, and a whistle is blown. And a foul will be called on Wilson.
Well, Wilson's defense is looking a lot like Syracuse's, that 2-3 zone, sort of giving the Chiefs some fits here to start in the second half.
Marlowe hands it off to Knox, who drives in, hands it off to Gorgas, who puts up a floater, no good. Defensive rebound, Robinson able to rip it down hard. And now passes it over to Butler. Butler gets it stripped. Marlowe pushing up, drive, lay-in attempt. No good, however, and it gets tipped over to Robinson. Robinson pushing up the pace. Stop, pop, long two, no good. Rebounded by Collins. Collins almost lost the ball. Now trying to get out of a pressure defense. Gets it over to Marlowe, and he's able to cross it over to the timeline. Knox driving, puts up the lay-in. He will draw a foul, and he will go to the line to shoot two.
Good job by Knox, muscling inside against the bigger defender, getting a shot up, initiating contact. He's going to the line for the second time tonight, 1 of 1 so far.
Knox, first one, no good off front iron. So the Chiefs will not get the opportunity to tie the game back up with 5:09 remaining in the third quarter, 23-21. Wilson in the lead. Second free throw up. No good off back iron. Rebounded by Wilson, and Coach Walker was not happy at all at Knox going 0 of 2 there. Butler driving, and he'll draw a foul. That will be called on Marlowe. Passes it inside over to Hines. Hines gets a little bit of pressure defense, and it's stolen. Outlet pass. Smith goes coast to coast. Lay-in no good, though. Missed the open lay-in, and a scramble for the ball. And foul will be called.
Rogan Vincent.
Yeah.
Well, 3 guys surrounded number 23. Sherrills on that rebound, and Sherrills just ripped it down like a big man.
And a bit of a full court press. Wilson able to break out of it. Passes it over near side corner. Now back out to Bryant near side wing. Bryant gets a pick, driving far side, spin move. Now hands it off. Driving far side is Hines. Now a handoff. Robinson driving in. Loses the ball. And it will be going North Myrtle Beach ball.
Robinson wanted a foul on that one.
Yeah,
he thought he got whacked on the arm there.
But no call, as Vincent now with the ball passes it over to Marlowe once again. Now Marlowe resets at the point, bringing in near side, a strong hit by Bryant, a kick out three, good. Rogan Vincent with the 3 from the far side wing. And it's now a 24-23 game. Chiefs in the lead with just under 4 minutes remaining. Almost lost the ball. Bryant passes it inside, lay-in good. Robinson with the lay-in. Marlowe over to Vincent. Now back over to Marlowe. Marlowe back over to Vincent. Now back over to Marlowe. Now over to Colin. Now back over to Vincent. Marlowe with the ball at the point. Now back over to Vincent, far side wing. Now back over to Marlowe. Passes it inside to Knox. Kicks it out to Vincent. Vincent almost lost it, but now gets it inside. Knox with the lay-in attempt. Good. 26-25 with 3:15 remaining in the third quarter. Long pass over to Bryant. Bryant bringing it near side. Gets a bit of pressure. Now kicks it out far side wing. Drive. thought about putting up a floater, passes it out. Lay-in attempt, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Now Marlowe drives, stutter step, and they'll call a walk. And it will be Wilson ball.
Well, we're going back and forth here as we're about 2/3 of the way through the third quarter. 2:51 remaining here. Chiefs clinging to a 26-25 lead.
Yeah, this has been a very back and forth third quarter thus far. This whole game has been very back and forth. No one really able to get on any sustained runs, as Rice has a bit of a full court press by Vereen, but he's able to break it in. Stolen by Vereen. Vereen passes it, and a whistle will be blown as Marlowe tried to put in the lay-in, but gets fouled in the process.
And Coach Walker wants a shooting foul.
Yeah, I thought that would be a shooting foul, but I guess not. As some substitutions come in, Dominique Jones comes in for Jayshon Rice. Marlowe to inbound, passes it out to the far side corner over to Vereen. Vereen thought about kicking it out, now passes it inside to Knox, and he will draw a foul, and he will go to the line to shoot two.
Well, Knox thus far tonight, 1 of 3 from the foul line, including 0 of 2 his last trip to the line. Can't afford that now. You kind of want to extend this lead to, I guess, as much as you can.
First free throw, no good for front iron. 26-25 Chiefs lead in with 2:32 remaining in the third quarter. As Cameron Gorgos gets ready to check in. Second free throw up and good. And he will check in for Knox.
I mean, considering by this game's standards, a 4-point lead is
pretty good.
Major, yeah.
I think, well, yeah, this may actually be the biggest lead of the game. Or no, not right now, but if it was a 4-point lead, it might be.
Right.
As a kick out, drive, almost lost the ball, scrambled for the ball. Wilson able to recover it, but an errant pass goes out of bounds. But it will be Chiefs ball. Great pressure defense by the Chiefs, forcing the turnover.
So they'll have a chance to make this a 2-possession game with a 2 or a 3. 2:13 remaining here.
And like we talked about, I think this might be the biggest lead of the game if the Chiefs are able to get it. Vereen with the ball, passes it over to Marlowe, far side wing. Now back over to Vereen. Vereen at the point, bringing it near side. Near side wing gets a pick by Smith. Passes it over to Marlowe, who takes a three, no good. Offensive rebound by Gorgos, and he puts it up and in. 29-25. 4-point lead with 1:45 remaining, and some pressure defense. Full court press, double team, almost lost it, and it will be Chiefs ball as Dominique Jones crashes into our table.
Elijah Vereen screamed, "Let's go!" It's sort of in the ear of Dominique Jones. You can tell Vereen is pumped up here.
As Marlowe to inbound right in front of us.
With a 4-point lead, looking to extend that.
Vereen with the ball near side wing. Slowing down the tempo a little bit. Now bringing it far side off of a pick. Passes over to Marlowe. Now over. Back over to Marlowe. Marlowe gets a pick by Gorgos. Now he passes it over to Gorgos, who takes a long two. No good. A long rebound, though. Scramble for the ball. It goes right back to Vereen. Vereen inside to Smith, but he's not able to handle the pass. And it will go out of bounds. It will be Wilson ball.
I feel like Vereen could have slowed it down and maybe taken the ball back out and maybe gotten a play set up.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. As a quick outlet pass, lay-in attempt is blocked by Smith. Smith says no, no easy layup for you. As Travis Collins checks in, he will check in for Rogan Vincent.
And Malik Livingston will check in for Javi.
Inbound pass coming, a quick lay-in right off the inbound goes in. that was Nigel Hines who laid it in. As now Livingston brings the ball up over the timeline very quickly. Now slows it down. Stutter step, now brings it back out. Now passes it over to Collins, who almost lost it, but brings it back out. An errant pass by him, tipped. It will go over the line, and they will say it was not tipped by a Wilson player.
Wow.
So it's an over and back. And Coach Walker and the Chiefs players are absolutely livid.
He's furious, and he has a right to be.
Hines with the three from the near side wing, and he drains it. And that destroys the lead and gives the Tigers a 1-point lead with 30 seconds remaining. 30-29 to go. 30-29 with 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Passes it over to Collins. Collins stutter step, loses it. Stolen by Wilson. Driving, kick out, stutter step, they will call a traveling violation.
Well, 15.9 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Chiefs have a chance to go into the last quarter with a 1 or even 2-point lead, depending on what they do here.
Vincent hands it off to Vereen. Now over to Collins, who gets it inside to Smith, and he lays it in. Kyrie Smith with the nice lay, and as the clock is about to expire, a long heave from the half court, no good. And that will end the third quarter. It's a 31-30 game. Chiefs in the lead as we head to the final quarter. And this is going to be another fun one.
Well, neither team refuses to quit.
No.
And I love that kind of basketball.
Absolutely. These are always fun games, even if your heart is in your throat throughout the entire game.
Well, Coach Walker was very furious on that over and back
Yeah.
call. Honestly, a Wilson player did tip it, but the ref didn't see it.
Yeah, I couldn't fully see from my vantage point whether or not it was tipped. But considering the way it bounced back towards the backcourt, you'd have to imagine that would have been tipped.
Well, 8 minutes remain in this one quarter. The Tomahawk drop is blasting here at the reservation. I didn't know they called it that, but okay, I guess it's called the reservation. Trying to get these fans pumped up. The Chiefs want this win, but Wilson is not going to hand it to them.
No, absolutely not. This is going to be a battle tooth and nail right to the very end, as both of these teams the Chiefs try to get back to 500, and the Tigers try to get back to
a travel
within 2 at 2 and 4, as a traveling violation is called. Chiefs ball. Nice defense by the Chiefs to start off the fourth quarter, as Nathan Bryant checks in once more. He will replace Merritt, as Vereen brings it up, passes over to Gorgas, almost lost it, but he's able to recover. Back over to Vereen, Vincent far side wing, back over to Vereen. Vereen stutter steps, gets a double team, trying to break it, but it's stolen, but he's able to save it and get it to Gorgas. Great save by Vereen. Vereen passes it long ways cross court. Henley with the shot, no good from the far side corner, but it's stolen by the Chiefs. Chiefs with the ball. Now Collins almost lost it. Double team. Gets it over to Vincent. Over to Vereen. He decides to slow it down. Passes it inside. And Cameron Gorgas with the lay-in.
That's the start you need.
That is exactly the start you need for the Chiefs. As a steal by the Chiefs now. Vincent pushing it up. Slows it down. Now passes over to Henley. Henley kicks it out. Collins passes it inside to Gorgas, and he lays it in. Great start for the Chiefs, and now it's a 5-point game, 35-30, as a timeout will be called by the Tigers. Ken Spencer says we need a timeout.
Well, great basketball IQ, great court vision by the youngest player on this Chiefs team, sophomore Elijah Vereen, looking like a senior or even a college player with the passes he made.
Yeah. Well, that's something that we haven't mentioned this season yet. that this is a very experienced Chiefs team. They, like you mentioned, they only have one sophomore on the team.
And the rest of the team is juniors and seniors.
And out of those, it's about split even.
Well, there's 6 seniors, as you can tell by the banners here in the gym.
And there are 6 juniors as
well.
well.
So it was split even.
Yeah,
you were
it's
right.
split evenly. Because there are 13 players on the team, so 6 and 6 plus the one sophomore.
Right, okay. The more you know. So, Coach Walker and the Chiefs, they have momentum early on. Only 50 seconds have elapsed, and the Chiefs are on a quick 4-0 run to start the fourth quarter.
But, I mean, not to look too far ahead, obviously, but, you know, now that we're talking about it, this team is going to have a lot of turnover over the next few years.
Oh, definitely.
And it's going to be interesting to see what this team is like in 2 years when you don't have all of these players.
Think about 2 years from now, it's just going to be Elijah Vereen.
Yeah, at least from this current team. As they get underway once again, Bryant hands it off. Now back over to Robinson. Robinson stutter step, now hands it off to Bryant. Bryant stops and pops, 2, drains it. 35-32 with just under 7 minutes remaining. Collins with the ball. Now passes it over to Vereen. Vereen tried to get it into Henley, but loses it. And it's stolen by Vincent. Great steal. Outlet pass off to Gorgas. He puts it up, no good. And they will call a foul. It will be on Wilson. So Gorgas will go to the line to shoot 2. That will be on Nathan Bryant.
Well, Nathan Bryant shuffled his feet. At first, I thought that was a charge, but
that's why I had to.
his feet,
yeah, that's why I had to hesitate and wait to see what the call was, because I thought it would be a charge as well.
So Gorgas has all 4 Chiefs points here in the fourth quarter, looking to get his 5th and 6th here.
First free throw, no good. 35-32 with 6:36 to go in the game.
I swear, I'm a jinx. Every time I say it,
you need
they
to
miss.
Just zip it.
I need to zip it. Okay.
You better not say anything like that if anyone has a perfect game going in baseball. As the free throw again misses. Mr. Jinxmeister over here.
Hey, the second one had nothing to do with me. I kept my mouth shut like you said.
As that ball goes out of bounds, it will be Wilson ball. Full court press for the Chiefs, and they get the steal. Passes it over to Vereen. Vereen inside to Knox, and he lays it up and in. Or excuse me, Collins with the lay-in. And a timeout is called.
They're going to call an and one on that.
Oh, wow.
Now the Chiefs are starting to take over.
Absolutely. I don't know.
No,
that must have been after the. I don't know what exactly they called. That must have been after the lay-in went in, because they called a foul on Robinson, but the Chiefs, instead of going to the line, are just inbounding the ball again. Vereen with the ball, passes it over to Vincent. Vincent back over to Vereen. Vereen passes it over to Collins, back over to the Vereen at the point. Vereen calling out a play. Driving, stutter step, gets a pick by Gorgas and loses it. Stolen by Bryant, but Vincent comes from behind and strips it away. Collins with the ball, stops and pops from the far side wing, no good. Scramble for the ball, taken by Wilson. Bryant slows it down a little bit. Long outlet pass now. Hines with the ball. 3, good by... That was Muldrow who put that one up and good from the far side corner. And Wilson called the timeout with 5:44 remaining in the game. 37-35, Chiefs in the lead.
Well, that was a much-needed 3 but for Wilson.
Absolutely.
And Harrison Muldrow came up clutch, changing it from a 5-point deficit to now a 2-point deficit. It's now back to a 1-possession game. And Wilson, may I add, has 6 fouls.
Yeah, so the Chiefs are about to be in the bonus on the next foul by Wilson.
Well, both teams, as I said, at the start of the fourth quarter, in between the third and fourth quarter actually, they refused to quit.
Yeah.
They both want this game. They're not just going to lay down and give it to their opponent.
Yeah, one of these teams, I mean, it looked like the Chiefs were going to go on a bit of a run a few minutes ago, but then Wilson were able to stop that as we are back underway. But one of these teams have to get something going and get on a run if they want to pull away from this one. As a long outlet pass, kick out to Vincent, 3 from the near side corner, no good. Offensive rebound by Gorgos, kicks it out. 3 from the point, no good. Rebounded by Wilson. Pushing it up quickly is Muldrow. Muldrow almost lost it, but he brings it back out. Now passes it over far side. Now kicks it inside. Now kick out to the far side corner. Now bringing it back out. Now hands it off to Butler. Butler far side wing. Stutter step driving near side. Thought about driving it. Puts it up. And they are going to call a travel. I believe they called an offensive foul. Or no, they're going to call a defensive foul.
Gorgos, I think, had his feet set. The ball fell right into his lap, and he slammed it down on the ground. I guess he felt that was a charge, and he got robbed of a call.
I thought it was going to either be a charge or a traveling violation because it looked like Butler shuffled his feet before he put that shot up. But the shot will count. So that ties the game up at 37 with 5 minutes remaining to go in the fourth quarter. And Butler now goes to the line to shoot the end one and try to get the lead back for Wilson. As there are some substitutions for the Chiefs. Kaimani Knox checks back in.
Well, Butler tonight is 2 of 2 from the foul line.
So he will try to make it 3 of 3 as the Chiefs faithful try to get some noise going in the building, and that one goes in, nothing but net. So that gives the Tigers the lead once again as a long outlet pass to Wilson. Now kicks it out to Collins. Now back over to Marlowe, near side wing. Marlowe bringing it back over to the point. Now back over to Collins. Collins over to Vincent. Vincent back to Marlowe. Marlowe drives, tried to get it inside, but it's stolen. Robinson getting double teamed, and they will call an out of bounds as he stepped on the line. Great defense by the Chiefs off the turnover, and they force a turnover of their own. Passes over to Vincent. Vincent thought about taking the 3. Now he does from the far near side wing. No good. Rebounded by Wilson. Long outlet pass to Robinson. Robinson tries to go push forward, and a jump ball will be called. Possession arrow will favor the Chiefs. Great defense by Tyree Smith.
The clock is still running.
As they have not stopped the clock as the ref.
They haven't stopped the clock. Now they're going to stop it.
They're going to. The ref noticed it, and they're going to reset the clock out to 4:20. As Marlowe brings the ball up. Gets a bit of pressure defense. Now kicks it out to Vincent. Vincent stutter step. Now back over to Collins. Collins resets from the point. Thought about taking a 3. Now kicks it out to Vincent. Now back over to Marlowe. Now back over to Vincent. Back over to Marlowe. Marlowe at the point. Gets a screen by Vincent. Or thought about it. Now he goes away. Kicks it out to Vincent. Now back over to Marlowe at the point. He gets a screen by Collins. Or at least thought about it. Now thought about a screen by Vincent. Now passes it inside to Knox. Knox goes down the lane. No good on the lane attempt, but he gets his own offensive rebound. Puts it up and good. That was Collins who got the rebound and put it back up from the free throw line and lays it in. 39-38 with 3.5 minutes remaining. Kick out. Thought about taking it 3 was Bryant, but he will kick it out. Now passes it far side. Laying it up and good by Butler.
Or Nigel
Hines, excuse me. As now Vincent pushes it up, now kicks it out to Marlowe. Marlowe slowing down the pace at the point. And a timeout will be called by Coach Walker with 3:04 remaining in the game. 40-39, Chiefs trailing by 1.
Well, we keep going back and forth.
Yeah.
The Chiefs and the Tigers just continue to exchange bucket after bucket after bucket. Najai Hines, I said, one player really hasn't stuck out in this game. Najai Hines is starting to look like that guy, as he has 13 points, which I believe leads Wilson.
Yeah.
And the leader for North Myrtle Beach, this one's pretty hard to decipher, but I would probably say Kaimani Knox with 8.
Yeah, Knox have done a great job in the paint, excuse me. And getting offensive rebounds and being able to put putbacks.
Well, they're going to need him. They're going to need Gorgas to hold down the fort in the paint, because they have a 1-point deficit and they have three minutes to get back in the lead and escape with a win.
Yeah, this one's definitely going to go right down to the wire.
And thinking about the future schedule, North Myrtle Beach obviously will travel at Hartsville on Friday. That'd be a tough game. And Wilson will be at home against Myrtle Beach.
As kick out by Marlowe over to Smith. Now back over to Marlowe. Now back over to Vincent. Vincent far side wing. Now back over to Marlowe. Marlowe calling out a play from the point. Passes over to Collins. Collins gets double teamed. Is able to get it out to Smith. Smith back over to Collins. Now back over to Marlowe. Marlowe gets double teamed. Passes it inside to Smith. Over to Knox. And they will call a foul.
Over the back.
Okay, they will call an over the back on Wilson. And with that being the 7th foul, that will send Knox to the line to shoot a 1-and-1.
Or maybe that was a shooting foul. I don't know.
We'll see. As the first one up, no good. It was a shooting foul, as no rebound.
Well, Knox got blocked from behind by a Wilson defender.
I was wondering if it might have been a goaltending, as the second one is up and good. So that'll tie the game back up, 40 all, with just over 2.5 minutes remaining.
Cameron Gorgas is now back into the game for the Chiefs.
And you need that big man presence.
Oh, definitely.
Slight full court press by the Chiefs. And they will back off now as Butler brings it over the timeline. Stutter step. Thought about driving. Now a Euro step. No good. Rebounded by Gorgas. Marlowe with the ball now. Passes it over near side wing over to Collins. Collins tries to get it over the double team, and he does. Now back over to Vincent. Now back over to Marlowe. 3. Good. Collins with the 3.
Or no, that was a 2.
Oh, okay, that was a 2.
From the foul line.
As now the Chiefs take the lead once again. They steal it. Collins push it up, coast to coast, lay it good. And timeout is called by Coach Walker with 1:50 remaining in the game. Chiefs starting to get on a bit of a roll as they are up 44-40, and they are on a 5-0 run since that last timeout.
Well, those were 2 key buckets. Wait, technical foul on Wilson. I'm hearing the ref.
Oh, wow.
On the Wilson bench. Wow. Okay.
Wow, that's a big blow for Wilson.
They must have said something to the
Yeah.
ref as he was walking by.
So the Chiefs will get 2 technical free throws and the ball after the timeout, and they can extend this lead to the largest it's been in the entire game.
And Wilson has to hope that doesn't come back and bite them.
Yeah. I mean, I think it will be. I mean, we've talked about it before. This Chiefs team isn't exactly the greatest at the free throw line, but if they can make it.
Well, I must say, those last 2 buckets were credited to Travis Collins, really stepping up clutch, ice in his veins. Under 2 minutes here, he came up. I don't know how many times I can say clutch, but
yeah.
He came up clutch.
Oh,
I can't think of any synonyms at the moment.
He came up big. As Rogan Vincent will go to the line to shoot the technical free throws.
Vincent has 2 threes tonight.
His first free throw up and good. Smart to send your best free throw shooter to the line, and he makes his first one. He will shoot the second one up and good. So that'll extend the lead out to 6.
Nice job by Rogan Vincent taking
And North Myrtle Beach will have the ball once again, looking to extend this lead out to 8 or maybe even 9. Marlowe with the ball, brings it over the timeline, and he almost gets it stolen. Smith with the ball, passes over to Gorgos, now back over to Marlowe. Marlowe near side wing, stutter step, driving baseline. Tried to put up a floater, but he will draw a foul, and he will go to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Oh, we'll see if it's a 1 and 1 or a 2 because he was up in the air.
Well, this is big for the Chiefs. Wilson now has nine team fouls as opposed to North Myrtle Beach's 4. So Wilson is a little bit away from getting into the bonus here.
First free throw up and no good. They will call it a shooting foul, so it is 2. The first one misses. 46-40 Chiefs in the lead with 1:35 remaining in the game. Second one up, good. Rims in, and that'll extend the lead out to 7. Butler bringing the ball over the timeline. Passes it over to Hines. Hines stutter steps, drive, handoff, almost lost his balance, did Muldrow. Passes over to Butler. Butler drives, now kicks it out. A 3 by Muldrow, no good. Rebounded by Smith. Smith getting double teamed, trying to get it out, and it almost gets stolen, but it will go out of bounds off of a Wilson player, off of Hines, and it will remain Chief ball. 1:08 remaining. And the Tigers really have to play pressure defense now with time not on their side, with the Chiefs up by 7.
And if the
double team, Chiefs are able to break out of it. Marlowe brings it back out, almost loses it, and he will draw the foul. That will be on Butler, so he will go to the line to shoot 2.
I don't think that was a good idea to do that by Zonde Butler. He is a freshman, however. Marlowe is 1 of 3 from the line, but you have a minute left on the clock, and Marlowe has a chance to extend this to 8 or even 9.
First free throw up, no good. That foul put the Chiefs in the double bonus, so these will be 2 free throws.
And if Marlowe can make this second foul shot, I feel like it's going to start to be panic time for Ken Spencer. And
Absolutely,
Wilson.
and he misses it. He goes 0 of 2, and it's rebounded by Wilson. Butler pushing it up over the timeline. Now passes it over, now over far side to Hines. Hines tried to hit it off, but it's stolen by Marlowe. Marlowe will go coast to coast, lay in no good, but he will draw a foul. And he will go to the line once again to shoot 2. 48.3 seconds remaining in the fourth.
Well, North Myrtle Beach is obviously controlling the tempo. They smell blood, they smell victory.
Absolutely, as they have the largest lead of the game thus far, and they've been on an 8-0 run. As that free throw no good. And we've talked about it before, you got to make the freebies.
Well,
and the Chiefs have not been able to do that.
Well, Marlowe is 1 of 6 from the line, so I'm going to try some reverse psychology. Maybe he'll make this one.
Second one up, and it works. Goes up and in. Butler brings the ball up quickly, driving baseline. Thought about driving, now kicks it out, and he will draw a foul. And he will go to the line to shoot 2.
And the fans behind me want to travel, and judging by Coach Walker's face, he wants the same.
Yeah.
But he realizes it's an 8-point lead, 42.1 seconds. Don't want to risk getting teed up at this point in the game.
As Vincent will check in. 42.1 seconds to go in the game. 8-point lead for the Chiefs. First free throw up and good by Butler, so that'll cut the lead to 7.
That makes Butler 4 of 4 from the line tonight thus far.
As Rogan Vincent checks in for Tyree Smith. Second free throw up, no good. Tipped out of bounds, it will be Chief ball. Full court press for Wilson. Chiefs are able to break out of it, gets it up, now passes it all the way down the court, and they lose it. Chiefs lose it. It will be Wilson ball. 33.6 seconds remaining. 7-point lead for the Chiefs. Bryant brings the ball up, near side wing. Bringing it far side, driving, lay-in attempt, good. And Wilson will call a timeout.
Well, this game is not over yet.
No, absolutely not. 21.9 seconds remaining with a 5-point lead for the Chiefs.
Well, it was an 8-point lead at 48-40, but now with the foul shot make by Butler going 1 of 2 from the line on his shooting foul, and I believe that was Bryant who made that shot.
Yes.
Okay. So now it's down to a 5-point deficit for Wilson. 21.9 seconds remaining. The Chiefs, you think they're going to hold the ball, or if Rogan Vincent is on the floor, get the ball to him and let them foul him?
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs are still in control of this game. They're up by 5 with just over 20 minutes remaining. So as long as they play solid basketball on both ends of the court, I think they have this one in hand. But the Chiefs were on a 9-0 run in this third quarter, and now they're starting to fall behind again as the Tigers have made 3 consecutive points. 5-point lead, 48-43 with 21.9 seconds remaining. Chiefs to inbound, full court press for the Tigers. They get a double team on Marlowe and they will call a foul. That foul will be called on Butler.
Butler jumped around a little bit.
He was not
flailing his arms.
He didn't like the call. He was thinking he got the ball all clean. Yeah. So that will send Marlowe to the line to shoot 2. 18.2 seconds remaining. As Smith will check in. First free throw up and good.
Well,
Tyrese Smith checks in for Rogan Vincent.
Well, in a game like this, I didn't say it, but I kind of thought first 1 to 50 was going to win this one, and the Chiefs have a chance to do that.
That's what it looks like, as the second free throw is up and good as well. So that will give the Chiefs 50 points. And a timeout will be called by Coach Walker.
Well, he's probably going to settle his players down, draw something up, a defensive strategy.
Yeah, have to make sure that you have a good defensive set. I mean, you have a couple of fouls to give at this point.
Right.
So you can play some pressure defense, but at the same time, the Tigers have to score 7 to tie it at this point, even if you don't score any points. So with 18.2 seconds remaining, you can basically just let the Tigers try to do what they need to do to get back into this game.
Well, Coach Walker was stressing the last couple of possessions. Even though the Chiefs were up by 2-3 possessions, he stressed. He was screaming out to his team, as he was saying right next to us, no fouls. And there was actually one instance where he said, take a charge. Mm-hmm. He knows that Wilson loves to pound the ball inside, and sometimes they're a little wild doing so.
I mean, that's the best way to handle that sort of play. That's the best way to handle a team that wants to get their points in the paint, is by drawing charges. And the Chiefs have done a pretty good job so far tonight.
And when you have guys like Kaimani Knox and especially Cameron Gorgas who are excellent at taking charges, you might as well take full advantage of it.
A slight full court press is brought off by Henley. They get it over the timeline. Driving far side, now a handoff. Hines puts it up, no good. Rebounded, scramble, and the Chiefs are able to get it. As Marlowe with the ball. And he spins around, and that'll do it. So the final score here, 50-43, Chiefs win, and they get back to 500 in region play at 3-3. Their overall record goes to 16-3, and Wilson, their struggles in region play continue as they drop down to 1-5, 7-14 overall.
Well, the Chiefs solidified their place in the 4th spot right now with this very key win. It may not look like it on the surface, but this was a very key win.
Yeah.
It was very, very key for Coach Walker to get his team back in the win column, and as you said, back to 500 in region play.
And especially with how good Marlboro County has been this season, and you have to imagine that they're going to beat Hartsville tonight. So
you could probably assume that.
So now Hartsville and Wilson are basically the cellar dwellers of the region.
Correct.
And as long as the Chiefs can continue winning the games that they're supposed to win, if they can beat Hartsville on Friday, they've pretty much solidified a playoff spot, even if it is the 4 seed.
Well, you just have to take care of what's your own. The Chiefs would love to go 4-0 the rest of the way,
Absolutely.
which would actually be a reverse of their region record from last year. They were 3-7 last year.
So they would love to do that. So let's go through some quick stats, and then we'll wrap it up here.
So for Wilson, Najai Hines, I believe, led the team with 13 points. I don't think he scored in the 4th quarter, now that I think about it. Dominique Jones had 1 field goal, 2 points. I was going to say the Muldrow brothers were silent. That is not true. Harrison Muldrow, number 3, had a 3-pointer to his name. He had 3 points. Nathan Bryant had 7 points total, 2 field goals, and a 3-pointer. Zayshawn Rice had 1 bucket. Zonday Butler, a freshman, showed a lot of poise and a lot of grit. He's going to be a player to watch in this league for a few years to come. He had 8 points, including 4 or 5 from the foul line. And Tim Robinson, I believe at halftime, had 6 points, I want to say. He only had 1 in the second half. So a tough loss for Wilson. This was a game that they definitely had a major chance to win. Unfortunately, they let it slip away. And as we said, that technical foul may have came back to bite them.
I think that technical foul was basically the turning point to this game, to where it was a land of no return, and there was no way they were coming back after that.
And Ken Spencer's going to have to control his team. You can't say off remarks to a referee as he's walking past.
Especially not at the tail end of a close game.
Oh, definitely not. That's the last thing you want to do. And for North Myrtle Beach tonight, victorious. TJ Farmer didn't play, I believe. Elijah Vereen recorded no stats. Travis Collins had 5 field goals, good for 10 points. He got into double digits. Javi Marlowe had 4 points and 8 points, actually. He was 4 of 9 from the foul line. The Chiefs are lucky that didn't come back to bite them. I believe that did during the Marlboro game. Their troubles from the charity strike. Malik Livingston was 1 of 2 from the foul line. He had 1 point overall tonight. Kaimani Knox had 9 points, and he was 3 of 7 from the foul line. Once again, the troubles from the foul line. Very thankful it didn't come back to bite. Cam Henley had 1 bucket. Jordan Duchette didn't record any stats. Chad Beasley, for the 2nd game in a row, did not play, though I heard from an inside source that he may be expected back at Hartsville, and that will be a very key addition returning to the lineup.
That'll definitely help the Chiefs on Friday.
Tyree Smith had a very underrated night with 6 points on 3 field goals. Rogan Vincent hit the 2 technical foul shots, and he had 2 3-pointers, so that gives him 8 points on the night. Luke Rice didn't see the floor. And Cameron Gorgas, we had an injury scare early in the game. Luckily, he was able to come back. He had 6 points on the night. It was a force on the boards. and he was 0 of 2 from the foul line.
Yeah, so that'll those a lot of good players, a lot of points from a lot of players. How many players in total scored for the Chiefs?
For the Chiefs, I believe it was 7. I'm counting.
So a good overall performance for the entire Chiefs team. So once again, the Chiefs win 50-43 over the Wilson Tigers. So that'll just about wrap it up for us. The Chiefs will go on the road, the long road trip on Friday as they head 2 hours west to Hartsville. And they will face off against the Hartsville Red Foxes in a road game and try to get over 500 in region play against a struggling Red Fox team. Coverage will begin at 5:45 with the girls pregame show, followed by the girls game, and then after that, the boys pregame and the boys game.
And before you sign off, I'd like to say we have one home game left, 1 week from today. Come on out, come support. It's senior night. There's 6 seniors for the boys, 4 for the girls. They put in a lot of work for this program, even though some of them have only been here for 2, maybe 3 years, some of them at the most 5. Yeah. But come out, give some respect. These are great players who put in their time every day after school to put on a good game and a good show for the North Myrtle Beach faithful.
And
we would greatly appreciate it if you come out.
We had interviews with the two of the girls seniors tonight. We'll have an interview with the Berger twins on Tuesday, next Tuesday, and we may try to get some of the boys seniors as well. So be sure to either come out to the game or tune in for senior night next Tuesday, and obviously for the Hartsville game on Friday. So that'll just about wrap it up for us. For Tyler Kerp, I'm Brandon Biskobing saying so long, and we'll talk to you this upcoming Friday when we travel to Hartsville and face the Hartsville Red Foxes here on the North Myrtle Beach Chiefs Sports Network.